You own a Volkswagen with the DSG gearbox, and here is the uncomfortable truth. It is not really an automatic at all. It is a manual gearbox with two real clutches, operated by a computer, and most owners are quietly burning those clutches with habits they carried over from an ordinary automatic. By the time it judders, slips, or flashes a warning, the cheap repair window has usually closed. So which of these 12 mistakes are you making right now? Number 12. Ignoring the gearbox warning and driving on regardless. Your Volkswagen watches its own transmission through a web of sensors, and when pressure, temperature, or clutch behavior drifts out of line, it stores a fault code and warns you, often by flashing the gear letters on the dash. Push it further and the car drops into limp mode, locking you into a single gear at reduced power to protect itself. The fatal habit is treating that as a glitch. Owners restart the car. The flashing stops for a while and they keep driving while a small fault quietly grows. On a DSG, that is expensive thinking. A sensor or a software fault caught early is a few $100s, but left alone it cascades into the mechatronic unit or the clutch packs, and now you are looking at thousands. These warnings are not suggestions. They are the gearbox protecting itself from you. And the longer you drive it in limp mode, the more heat and worn clutch debris it circulates through the rest of the box, so a fault that started in one place spreads. So when that light appears or the gear letters start flashing, get it scanned within days, not months. Most of the real damage, though, comes from small habits that never trigger a light at all, starting with how you park. Number 11. Leaving it parked on a slope without the handbrake. When you stop on a hill and push the selector straight into park, the full weight of the car drops onto a single small pin inside the gearbox called the parking pawl. That pin was designed to hold an already stationary car, not to carry its rolling weight on a gradient. If you have ever struggled to pull the lever out of park on a hill, you have felt it. That stiffness is the pawl being crushed under load, and over time, the teeth chip and wear until, in the worst case, the car can creep out of park on its own. Plenty of owners are honestly unsure of the correct order, so here it is. Stop fully on the foot brake, pull the handbrake firmly, let the car settle back onto the handbrake, and only then select park. Reverse the order when you leave. Done that way, the pawl is never loaded and the wear simply never starts. Get that routine right, and it lasts the life of the car. There is a far more common habit, though, that punishes something much more expensive than a pin. Number 10. Shifting between drive and reverse before the car has fully stopped. Transmission specialists rank this among the top causes of early gearbox wear, and owners do it constantly, reversing out of a space or swinging through a three-point turn and flicking from reverse to drive while the car is still rolling back. It lurches, it feels normal, and you think nothing of it. Inside the DSG, something violent just happened. You asked a clutch to grab and reverse the momentum of the whole moving car, a job that belongs to the brakes, not the gearbox. Do it often enough, and you wear the clutch plates and hammer the engagement mechanism, bringing on the harsh, hesitant shifts that owners later blame on bad luck. There are no exceptions to the fix, and it costs you nothing. Bring the car to a complete standstill before moving the selector between drive and reverse every single time. Let the brakes stop the car, and let the gearbox only change direction. Give each part the single job it was built for. That habit grinds the clutch. That same little parking pin is about to take a far harder hit, and a faster one. Number 9. Selecting park before the car has completely stopped. This is the rolling cousin of the slope mistake, and the damage is more direct. When you nudge the lever into park while the car is still moving, even at walking pace, that parking pawl is forced to physically stop the spinning drivetrain instead of just holding it still. Each time the pin slams into the moving ratchet wheel, it chips and deforms the teeth a little more. The warning signs creep in slowly. A clunk as you pull out of park, a selector that grows stiffer over the months, and eventually a pawl that fails and demands the gearbox come apart to fix it. The cause is almost always muscle memory, reaching for park a split second before the car has truly stopped because you have always done it that way. The fix takes no extra time at all. Come to a full, complete stop on the brakes, and only then choose park. Same routine, same seconds, but one version quietly destroys a part buried deep inside the box. Now let us deal with a fuel-saving myth that simply will not die. Number 8. Coasting in neutral to save fuel. There is a stubborn belief that slipping the gearbox into neutral on a long downhill saves fuel by letting gravity do the work. In any modern fuel-injected Volkswagen, the opposite is true. When you roll down a hill and drive with your foot off the throttle, the engine management cuts fuel to the injectors almost completely, because the wheels are already turning the engine for free. Drop into neutral and the engine now has to burn fuel just to keep itself idling, so you actually use more. The mechanical cost is worse than the wasted fuel. Dropping a rolling DSG from neutral back into drive forces a clutch to snatch up the moving driveline. exactly the kind of shock loading that wears it prematurely. And on a steep descent, neutral throws away your engine braking and dumps the whole job onto brakes that then overheat and fade. Leave it in drive, let the gearbox hold the gear, and both your fuel bill and your brakes come out ahead. So much for saving fuel. The truly costly habits hide in the most ordinary driving you do all week. Number 7. Creeping forward in traffic with your foot riding the brake. This is the single most damaging everyday habit on a DSG, and almost nobody realizes they are doing it. In stop-and-go traffic, the car ahead rolls forward a couple of feet. You lift slightly off the brake, and the car oozes forward without you touching the throttle. In an ordinary automatic that costs nothing. In a DSG, it is poison. To make the car creep like that, a clutch has to sit half engaged, slipping against itself. And on the dry clutch 7-speed in particular, there is no oil bath to carry that heat away, so the slipping bakes the friction plates within minutes. It is the leading cause of the low-speed judder that plagues these gearboxes. The shudder owners describe as feeling like the car is about to stall. Once those plates glaze, the cure is often a full clutch pack, and the bill runs well into 4 figures. The fix is simple once you know it. Hold firmly on the brake and stay still until the car ahead has opened a real gap. Then come off the brake and accelerate gently but decisively to close it. Stop feeding the cue, one slipping inch at a time, and feathering the throttle is just as destructive when the road tilts uphill. Number 6. Holding the car on a hill with the accelerator. Picture a steep junction. Because a DSG does not creep and hold itself the way a torque converter automatic does, the car will tend to roll back when you lift off the brake, and the lazy fix drivers reach for is to balance it against the slope by feathering the throttle, holding it dead still on engine power alone. In a DSG, that means a clutch is slipping hard against the full weight of the car, generating intense heat concentrated in one spot, and it is one of the fastest ways there is to glaze and ruin a clutch. The fix costs you nothing but a habit change. On any incline, hold the car with the foot brake or the handbrake, or press the auto hold button if your Volkswagen has one, which clamps the brakes for you so the clutch can stay fully closed until you are genuinely ready to drive away. Never use engine power to fight gravity. If you enjoy this video, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Now, slipping the clutch cooks it, but there is a quieter mistake that wears the gearbox even when you are standing perfectly still. Number 5. Sitting in drive at a long red light. This one feels completely harmless, and that is the trap. When you wait at a long light in drive with your foot on the brake, the DSG does not relax. It stays poised at the bite point in a ready-to-launch state, holding first gear engaged, and the mechatronic unit keeps its hydraulic pump working constantly to maintain that pressure. Minute after minute, light after light, that is needless wear piled onto the single most expensive component in the gearbox, and over years it shows up as worn solenoids and tired pressure control. The fix is a small, easy habit. If you are going to sit for more than about 20 or 30 seconds, shift into neutral and rest on the brake or the handbrake, which lets the clutch fully disengage and the pump settle. Slot back into drive only when the light changes. Your mechatronic unit will last noticeably longer for it. Stranger still, some of the costliest mistakes of all are ones owners happily pay money to make. Number 4. Filling it with the wrong fluid. A DSG runs on a very specific transmission oil with an exact specification, and on the wet clutch versions that fluid is doing brutal work, cooling and lubricating clutches that live in an oil bath. It is not ordinary automatic transmission fluid, and it is not whatever is cheapest in the workshop. The danger is that the wrong oil looks identical going in and feels fine for a while, then slowly causes erratic pressure, sludge, and clutch and valve body wear as it fails to protect the parts the way the correct fluid would. Contaminated or incorrect fluid is a known path straight to mechatronic failure, and on these gearboxes that one mistake can quietly write off the most expensive part in the whole car. The rule is simple. Insist on genuine Volkswagen-approved DSG fluid in the exact specification for your gearbox, and make sure your shop is using it rather than a one-size-fits-all barrel in the corner. The fluid is cheap. The mechatronic unit is not. The opposite urge wrecks just as many gearboxes, the hunger for more power. Number 3. Adding a tune the gearbox was never rated to handle. Remaps are hugely popular on Volkswagens, especially the turbo petrol and diesel models, and done properly they can be fine. The problem is specific. Every DSG has a torque limit stamped into its design, from roughly 180 pound-feet on the small dry clutch 7-speed up through the stronger wet clutch units. A tune can raise engine torque well past that figure while the gearbox is still only built to hold the original number. The clutches are then asked to grip forces they were never designed for, which brings on slip, overheating, and eventually clutch or mechatronic failure. turning a gearbox that was meant to enjoy the extra power into one destroyed by it. There is a warranty trap too, because the factory will not cover damage from unauthorized tuning, and a stored map can be detected even after it is removed. If you want more power, use only tuners who keep the output within the gearbox limit or upgrade the clutch to match. Big torque numbers with no mention of the gearbox are a very expensive problem in disguise. Catch the slower killers early and they stay cheap, ignore them, and a small repair turns ruinous. Number 2. Ignoring the early judder and masking it instead of fixing it. Long before a DSG fails outright, it warns you, and the classic sign is a shudder as you pull away from a standstill. Owners describe it as the car feeling like it is about to stall, or like driving over a cattle grid at low speed. There may also be a clunk under light throttle, hesitation, or a faint burning smell. This is the cheap stage. Caught here, a clutch service, a fluid and filter change, or a mechatronic repair can bring the gearbox back to crisp shifting. The mistake is shrugging it off, or worse, asking for a software update that simply retrains the shift behavior to hide the symptom while the mechanical wear grinds on underneath. A software patch does not put fresh fluid in or replace a worn clutch. Caught at the judder stage, the repair is often a few $100s of service work, but left to fail completely, it becomes a clutch or mechatronic job many times that, by the time you can no longer ignore it, the cheap repair window has slammed shut and the bill has multiplied. Treat that first judder as information, not annoyance. Which brings us to the single mistake that destroys more DSG gearboxes than all the others combined. Number 1. Trusting lifetime fluid and never servicing the gearbox. This is the big one. Volkswagen has long marketed the DSG fluid as effectively lifetime, and on the dry clutch 7-speed, the manual barely mentions servicing the oil at all. Independent specialists are blunt in reply. The wet clutch units need fresh fluid and a new filter roughly every 40,000 miles, and even the so-called sealed dry clutch boxes still want a gear oil change somewhere around 60,000 miles. Here's what actually happens when you believe the lifetime label. The fluid breaks down under heat and fills with clutch debris. It stops lubricating and cooling properly. Hydraulic pressure in the mechatronic unit becomes unreliable. The seals wear, and on the dry clutch box, the pressure accumulator can crack. The symptoms arrive gradually and then all at once, usually as a judder, a warning, and limp mode, by which point the damage is done. A fluid and filter service runs roughly $400 to $800 on the wet clutch boxes and less on the dry one. Ignoring it leads to a mechatronic or clutch rebuild costing several thousand, and a full gearbox replacement costs far more again. Volkswagen says lifetime. Your gearbox disagrees. That one service is the single thing standing between you and the most expensive repair on this entire list. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one.